So if you have the situation of your car idling rough, so you're sitting stationary with the car running and it's shaking and moving and everything, you don't really want that. You can have multiple issues, but the cheapest thing, a good thing to check out, is to make sure that you have a clean throttle body. Now, on most cars, I think it's safe to say, your throttle body will be located between your air filter. There will be a runner for your air filter, and then your throttle body and the intake manifold on top of the engine. So right here is where your throttle body will be. On some cars, older cars, you'll have a throttle which is driven by a cable. However, on newer cars like this one, you'll have a drive-by-wire system, which is driven by an electrical sensor under your pedal. But basically, you'll want to start by locating your throttle body. Mine, for example, is here. And then, as you'll see in the next steps, you'll take it, remove it you'll remove it using the bolts that are in it. You'll just pull those out and take it out. And then you will take carburetor and choke cleaner is probably going to be the best bet for this. And you'll spray it in there, and it'll break loose all of the stuff, the carbon buildup, which will accumulate on your throttle body and just anything else that happens to come in through the intake. And you'll take it, spray it on, and clean it up good, and then take a rag as well and wipe it out, make sure it's nice and clean, and then just reassemble everything here, as you'll see in the next few steps. And it should help. If not, then you'll have other issues. Now we've got the throttle body a little more accessible. So for this, you're just going to unplug your mass airflow sensor here, unhook your intake hose, and then I'm assuming that the bolts are hiding right back in here, and we'll just pull it off and take some carbon choke cleaner and clean it up good. Okay, so we got the intake pipe off for the K&N there, and don't judge me for having a K&N. It was done by the previous owner. However, at least it is a proper one that has an air box kind of area here and a good filter and stuff. But so we got that off, and now we have actual access to the throttle body here. So I will be unhooking it and unbolting it, and it does look a little bit dirty up in there. I don't feel like it's going to be the issue that I'm having, but it's worth a shot. I can at least clean the mass airflow sensor and stuff and see what I can do. So we'll pull that off and then get back to you. Okay, so I got those 4 bolts out, and here is our throttle body. It looks a lot worse on the back than it did on the front, so I will take it and clean it up a little bit in there, and that might actually end up being our problem because that there does not look pretty. So okay, so now got it cleaned up much better. It only took a few minutes, just spraying some carbon choke cleaner on it and wiping it down, no big deal. And also I kind of realized that earlier I called this a mass airflow sensor when it's the drive-by-wire plug in there and the mass airflow is down there. However, now that we have the throttle body cleaned up, I started up the car, and as you can see, you can visibly see that there are no shakes or anything of the engine. Minimal noise. It's running fairly smoothly. I believe that may have been my issue. So if you're having issues with a rough idle, that is the cheapest and easiest thing to address beforehand, before you go spending money on things like spark plugs, pull packs, all of that. So if you don't want to pay a mechanic, check that out first, and then you can dive into the actual other elements. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future.